As some of you know that I've bought a BMW E36, and since then we have replaced the brakes with brand new brakes. We have removed a bunch of rust under the fenders, and we made sure to protect the car with primer and sim seal, just to ensure that the rust doesn't come back. And we also gave the car a pretty good service, because we didn't know when was the last time the car was serviced. In that process, we also cleaned the engine bay, which also gave the engine bay a breather to look like this. Which all of that went in vain because the car was not driven for 3 months, and the reason being that we stripped the whole interior so that we can fix the wiring. After all of that service have been done, the car started to make some rattling noise, which scared me, and I didn't want to drive the car. Over here we have a hydraulic lifter additive from Liquid Moly, and I think that this might solve our problem. On the previous video, we decided to transform the whole interior, and I said that I'm going to use the BMW as a new daily, which never happened. Now all of that is going to change because now I'm forced to turn this car into my new daily, and the way of doing that is by fixing the rattling noise on the engine, which I think has been caused either by cleaning the engine or by doing a service not doing it correctly the way I should. So now I'm going to start the car and then pour some Liquid Moly in the engine. Here we go. Well, if you can listen closely, there is a rattling noise. Now I'm going to pour in Liquid Moly and let the car idle for at least 30 minutes. Well, the noise is not actually there, but when I rev the car, it is there. Now the noise is no longer there like before, but after revving the engine so many times, it doesn't sound like the rattling is coming from the engine, but it's coming somewhere close to the engine. But I couldn't figure it out. What do you think about the headliner? I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what happened here. I'm asking myself as well. But that's the roof line is no longer sagging. Well, I'm sitting in the car now and I'm listening to the engine. There's a little bit of, it's not a lot as before, but it's there. Maybe if I buy another bottle of Liquid Moly, maybe it might work. So I pushed the car back so that we can do something else, because you saw that there's no problem with the Venus, and that's a good thing because we were about to spend a lot of money trying to fix something that is not actually broken, because I think the problem might be the alternator. At first I thought that the sound was coming from here, but the sound is actually coming from the alternator over there. And if you're new to the channel, we are doing a t-shirt giveaway with the Golf Mark 1 at the back with the VW logo and the OEM spec. If you want to win the t-shirt, like any of my videos and make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and follow me on Instagram, and then send proof of, take pictures and send proof on my Instagram and tell me that it is done, and send me your name and your cell phone number so that I can add you to the number of people who have entered into the t-shirt giveaway. It's a free competition to enter. You can go and like the video and go to my Instagram and follow me on Instagram, and then tell me that it's done with send me your name and your number phone, and then you are automatically entered into the giveaway. It's going to be on the 8th of January. That's when the live draw of the giveaway is going to happen. Before I take the alternator out, I must first clean the engine. Then after that, I'm going to remove the air filter just to give myself a little bit of space to remove the alternator. We only need a 10mm to remove the air filter, and that's the air filter out. Well, we have made some sort of progress because we have removed the airbox, and now I think we have a lot of space to actually see or find what's the issue. But I'm thinking that is the alternator. I don't know if it is charging, because we know that the cluster is not actually working 100%. And if you haven't noticed that the seats actually matches with the camber lights. Now let's see. I want to start the car without the air filter. I don't think that will be a problem because there's no dust that is going to go in, hopefully not. And I want to check if really this is the problem. If the alternator is the problem, I'm going to remove the belt, then I'm going to start the car without the belt and see if there will be any more noise or whatsoever. I'm going to take the flathead screwdriver and place it on the alternator. Then I will put my ear on it so that I could hear if that's the issue. After carefully listening to the alternator and the Venus, came to a conclusion that we have an alternator problem. Now I'm going to do the belt tensioner so that I can remove the alternator, and I might replace both of the tensioners as well. And you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, which will help the channel grow and will help me to bring you more content and more projects. So I've removed this. Now I want to remove the tensioner because it's also making a noise. Well, I was going to remove the tensioner, but I think the tensioner is not that worn because when I spin it, it doesn't want to spin, which means it is good. So I ended up removing the alternator because I think this is not actually making a crazy noise to a point where you can hear it outside the car, but the alternator is actually making some sort of noise, and I think that noise is actually what's wrong with the car. And I think the alternator, it is working 100%, but I think it is about to not work anymore. So when I spin it, listen closely. There's a certain noise that it's making, and I'm not actually spinning it as the same way, as the same speed as the engine. So which means this is what is making noise. Normally I would purchase a new alternator, but in this case this one is very expensive and I want to see my ability to fix things. So I'm just gonna give the alternator a go and see if I'll be able to fix it. What I'm doing now is disassembling the alternator so that I could figure out what could be the issue. It's not that hard to disassemble the alternator, but I bet it's going to be complicated to put it all back. Well, I don't know anything about alternators, but I know what is worn and what is not worn. I don't know where I'm going to get the parts for the alternator because I don't think I'm going to buy a new alternator because for the BMW is really expensive. The next day. So this is few days later and I was struggling to remove this cover. I was struggling to remove this cover, but my brother-in-law, he's a mechanic, so he removed it for me. The only thing was left for me to do was to remove this bearing, which is the bearing that is making noise. So what I end up doing is purchasing a bearing puller. This is the small bearing puller. The only issue is over here it is actually big and it cannot fit between this part over here. So what I've planned to do is that I'm going to use a wire. I'm going to use a wire that is going to fit between that. Then I'm going to strap it over here, and that wire will be responsible in pulling the bearing out. I wasn't able to record the whole process, but I was able to remove the bearing. This is the bearing that it was making noise. I was able to remove it, and what I've also done is I've cut the pulley. As you can see, it does not have two heads, it only has one, and the part that was thick, now it is thin. And we still have this part where the bearing was located. So this is where the bearing is going to go. Now I got the bearing pulled out. The only thing that is left is to buy a new bearing, then fit the new bearing, then assemble everything on the alternator. But I'm not going to do it on this video. The reason for that is because we are having a t-shirt competition. So as you have saw in the video that we are having a t-shirt competition, which is going to end on the 18th of January, which is Saturday. This Saturday, we're going to go live on YouTube and we're going to determine who's going to win the t-shirt. To enter into the giveaway, it is free. All you have to do is like and follow me, is like any of my video and be a subscriber to this channel, and make sure to go to my Instagram and follow me, and then tell me that it's done. Provide proof of that. Screenshots will be okay. Then I'm going to add you to all the people who have entered. Then you're going to have a number. Then I'm going to call the person who's going to win. I'm going to call the person who have won the t-shirt when their number comes up with the Google random number generator. So I'm going to end the video here. We're going to finish with the alternator on another video, and I'm planning to do big things on this BMW. I might do all those big things if you guys like and support the channel, but if you don't, I won't waste a lot of money on the car. But if you want to see me waste a lot of money on this car, make sure to like, subscribe and share the videos, and I guess I'll see you on the next one, and peace.